Hello everyone, welcome to our group presentation. And today we are with our group ISPBanana, and we are present about the software development. Right now we are currently on the sprint 6, which we actually finished everything. And in this presentation we are going to talk about what happened in every sprint, what we have done, what happened, and what went wrong. Okay, so let's start with how we manage our teams. To manage our teams, firstly, we manage with the Scrum methodology, which we need to create a user story, and then each story we create the task for each feature. Secondly, we use the GitHub webhook to check that have someone create the commit or branch so we can know it's gonna alert in our Discord server. And lastly is the meeting conclusions, that we are gonna know that in every meeting what happened, the idea that we get from that meeting, and what might change in the future. And of course, we have the TA meeting, but in the first sprint or second sprint, we thought that we need to meeting with TA every week, so this one happened. And of course, since we thought that we need to meeting every week, so we need to keep up with every feature and we need to speed things up. And yeah, we very tired from that for the first sprint. Okay, so let's talk about the first sprint.
All right. So in first sprints, we do like mainly four topics: website initializations, tech stacks, setup, GitHub, Jira server, and database. So our website inspirations, FLearn. Our project FLearn is inspired by platforms like Duolingo. We wanted to bring that same fun game-like experience to academic subjects such as math, physics, chemistry, and biology. Many students struggle with higher level topics simply because their basics foundation isn't strong enough. When the fundamentals are weak, learning becomes stressful and overwhelming. So, our goal is to make learning enjoyable again. Instead of long, boring lessons, we want short challenges, streaks, rewards, and a system that feel more like a game than traditional studying. In our first sprints, we focus on designing the overall look and the feel of website using Figma, and we create our mascot, Frappa, who represents friendly, fun, and supportive learning. Frappa is meant to make the platform feel more welcoming and encourage students to keep going.
Okay, so for the tech stack we using Next.js, Tailwind, ASLint, Express.js, Mongoose, MongoDB, and PostgreSQL. And so for the sprint one, we set up the GitHub webhook for the Discord website and for the auto deployment for our server, which run by using my old laptop with Ubuntu server install. And we also set up Jira for the management. So for the database, we decided we will use MongoDB and PostgreSQL. By mixing these two together, we get both relational integrity and document flexibility.
Okay, so for sprint 2 to 4, we are mainly focused on the development phase, which including the front-end development and back-end development. Since we already deploy on the sprint 1 that we set up the server, so this sprint we have nothing to worry about any other thing. So, okay. Since this sprint is mainly focused about develop, so it's gonna be chaos and yeah, sometimes we crash out. Okay, so in this sprint, we create a lot of feature that of the website, which is this one, the profile, the learning, the search friend, the learning, which is the main feature of our website, and also the learning dashboard. Yeah, of course, we are dead. Yeah, but at least we complete every feature in our website, and we have some question appear that since we finished everything, what should we do? So before we talking next today, what should we do? Let's talk about what went wrong in this range of sprints since we do a lot of development. Of course, it's gonna be tons of bugs, lack of security, and server unstable. Okay, which of course ton of bugs. Bugs can happen since we create a lot of feature, and we need to throw each feature to each other since we have a lot of front-end developer. Sometimes we need to push this one to another one push to this one, and sometimes it's happen, yeah, have a lot of bugs, have a lot of misunderstand concepts, so yeah, it's take a lot of time. Second one is the lack of security, since we try to create a lot of feature, so of course the back end it's gonna be chaos and have no way of security. And lastly is that server is unstable, because the place that our friends place the notebook in have a lot of a electrical trouble. Sometimes it's just turned off by itself. So yeah, sometimes server is down. From all of this, so we have the idea that we're gonna do everything that gone wrong to the next sprint. So let's talk about sprint 5 and 6. Since we have all the problem, and most of the problem is the bug, so we think that we're gonna do the testing phase. And yeah, the image that you see that KU block all access is real. And yeah, it's actually happened when we try to run test our website in the class. Okay, but about this, we already fixed this, and I still have no idea why it's happened, but yeah, it's not happening anymore. Okay, so for testing phase, we have a mainly 4 key feature that we need to remember this and keep it in mind to test our website. Firstly, we have to mimic the user use style. Secondly, we need to check that we need to remove our brains. We have to use the website like we are the person with no brains, so we can see the bug easier. Third is we need to spam everything. Try spam login, try spam submit, try spam every button that have in website, so we can check that we actually handle the traffic of API. And lastly is play website more than a week. Of course, since we test from the sprint 5 to 6, so yeah, we have a lot of time to test. We try to play it, try to find every bugs. Of course, we find a lot of bugs, but we already fixed it in those sprints. Okay, so thank you for listening to our presentations. Bye bye.